and welcome back to the fourth part of this tutorial. Okay guys, as you can see, we are able to enter over 100 here, and that is not right, so we need a way out. So I'm going to exit out, and let's go back to our result. Double click on the result. Back here inside the code view of the result, you see right here, I'm thinking maybe I should enter those conditions right underneath here. Let's see, but I want the system to have a look before any other thing. Okay, let's try this first. Here, so I'm going to use an if statement. If unit 0 is greater than 100, all I just want is for the text box to get cleared. Come right down here, let's say text box txt score 1.text equals, okay, no, we defaulted back to 0. Yeah, we don't clear it, just defaulted back to 0. There we go, that's the very first one. So I'm going to have to repeat the same thing for the other text box. That would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so we have number 1 here. So that's 1. Array number 1, that will be text box number 2. Here, this will be 3, 3, 4, 4 and 5 here, 5 and 6, 6 and 7, 6, no, 6, yes, 6 and 7. Then we have 7 here, 7, and we have 8 here, so we don't need this. Okay, that is it, all done. Let's try it out again. If it's more than, okay, if it's more than 100, it should default it to 0. So let's run it. There we go. Okay, results, check that out. You see, get it defaulted back to 0, but I want this cleared. Okay, default it back to 0 and give us the correct value. That's how I want it. Alright, that's fine. Okay, my reset is not clearing 1, 2 and 3, so let's do those ones separately. Let's go into the reset, double click on reset, and right underneath here I'm just going to enter those lbl score dot text equals clear. There. The next one is LBL ranking. Paste. LBL date. Paste. So the clear is taken care of for those. Run. Enter values in there. There we go. Okay, click on clear. There, that is fine. Okay, the next thing we want to do now is, you see, I can enter any character in here. That shouldn't be allowed. Okay, if we click on results, it's going to give us an error straight up. There we go, we have an error. Okay, so we can either use try catch to handle some situation in there. Let's say we have try catch. Let's see what's going to happen with the try catch. All right, try and bring this right down here, and let's see what's going to happen with that. And catch, let's say exception ex, and let's come right down here, say message box dot show, and there. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen with the try catch instead of it crashing on us. Okay, I'm gonna save that, run, enter string character in there, try this out. There we go. You see, it didn't crash on us, which is very good. There. Okay, that is fine. Look at that. So I prefer that. So that's the one of the advantages of this error handler method, try catch. So that's good. I like that. And another way out is we can always come in here. Let's select all of these text box, select it all, and I'm going to go straight into the property here. I just want to prevent it from accepting anything but numeric values. So let's look for this event called key press. Inside the key press, I'm going to give that a name. I'll call it buttons only. Press enter. Okay, with the buttons only, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an if statement. If the data entered is not char, okay, this stands for not, this very one here is not char, dot is control, okay, open up a parenthesis, e dot key char, all right, and is not char dot is digit, open up a bracket again, and e dot key char. If it's not of those, then we want event e dot handle. We want that to be true to undo the problem, and which means do not accept any other thing. There, that is another way out. Okay, look at it, simple line of code. I'm going to save that. I will run it, and let's see if we can enter any character into the system. Okay, this is it. I'm using my keyboard. You guys cannot see anything, so let me open up my on screen keyboard. Click right in there. See, I can enter values in there, but can I enter characters? No, I cannot enter character. Let's go to the next one here. No character is acceptable. Well, we can just enter values straight away. Okay, that is one advantage of that. So that's good. So exit out. There. Okay, then now the other thing is, let's come in here. Supposing the system is empty. So if the text box is empty, when you click on any of these, if it's empty, I want the the focus to be there. So I'm going to go back to the events again. Okay, but make sure your data are selected, make sure the components are selected. So let's look for mouse click right here. So I'm going to give that a name as well. Let's just call it click text box. There. So with a click text box, it's going to be very simple. First of all, let's create an object, and this object I'll just call it, let's say C. Now we can call it T. It's a text box. T equals object, and this object is going to be sender. There we go. So all we then need to do is T dot text equals clear. If T dot text equals clear, then T dot focus. Okay, that is it, done. Okay, when you click on it, if it's cleared, you get your cursor in there flashing just like this. Okay, if you want to try that out, let me show you guys how it works. There we go. You can see the cursor right in there flashing. Okay, the other thing is when we move our mouse away from there and we didn't enter any value, I would like it to default back to 0. Okay, this is not acceptable, else we will end up with error. Look at that, error handler take care of that. Alright, so let's go back in there and select every single component again and come right to the properties. Now I want to use another method or another event known as mouse leaves. Mouse leave, that is it right there. So I'm just going to call it mleave. There we go. Press enter. With the mleave, the following is going to take place. So I'm going to use it for each control. Let's say T in panel 3 dot controls. Okay, for each control T in panel 3 dot control, I want the following. Now using an if statement, if T is a text box, okay, if it's a text box, that's one. Let's use another if statement here. If it's a text box and if T dot text equals nothing, then we want T to default back to 0. Okay, we can grab this. Let's paste this here and change this to 0. There, that is it taken care of. So when you move out of the text box without nothing, it will just default back to 0. That's another way to handle the error. All these are just validation or error handlers that I've just entered in there. Run. Let's see what's going to happen with this one as well. Okay, click on that. Once you click on it, you can see the cursor is flashing, but I'm going to move the mouse away now. There we go. You see that? Flashing cursor, nothing entered. So that is not allowed, else we will end up with 0. We just end up with another error. Okay, it's good to prevent that. Alright, and look there, there's nothing in there. I can see add up my whatever, and if I enter value in there, there we go. Alright, click on reset. That is fine. Now I don't want to be able to just start entering data in here, so I want to use this if I select this, it should enable this and the cursor should be flashing in there. So let's come back in here, select every single component again and disable it. So come in here, enable equals false. Where is it? Right there, equals false. You won't be able to enter anything except by using through the ComboBox, the subject area. Let's see now. There we go. So when I select this, that will enable this. Okay, good. So double click on this very ComboBox. With the first ComboBox selected, I'm going to use an if statement. So let's say if CBO 1 model 1 dot text equals, that should be equals that. Then when I want txt score number 1 dot text equals 0. Okay, and instead of it still being enabled, we have to disable it. Dot enable equals false. There. Else if, no, else, not else if, else, what's going to happen? We want this, we want this to become true. Grab this, that will become true. And the text box itself will become empty for us to be able to use it. Text box become clear, and we also want the text box, the mouse to focus there. Dot focus. There we go. That is fine. So I'm going to copy that, copy it, and let's run it first before we continue with the others. See, okay, click and there. Okay, so we can enter value in there. Look, my mouse is not in there. Right, if we go back, there we go, there, and nothing is added. There we go. So that's fine. Now let's do number 2. Double click on number 2, paste whatever I've just copied, and just change the names. That is 2, 2, and 2. That's good. Number 3, repeat the same thing, paste. Come on. 4 and 4 here. 5. No, that's number 3. It's not a 4. It's 3. 3. 3. Okay. Number 4. Paste. That's 4. 4. 4. There. 5. Paste. And this becomes 5. We have 6 then. Paste that for 6. 6, 6. And we have another 6 here and another one here. 7. Paste for 7. Come right down here. We have 7. Yeah. Then finally 8. That's 8, 8, 8. Alright, that is fine, all taken care of. Save that and run it. Run. Okay, let's try it out. There we go. There. If I move straight in here without entering data in there, look at what's going to happen. Let's do that again. You see, look at that. Okay, but once the mouse moves, and that's it. Alright, so that is taken care of. Now one other thing is, you see the dates can be changed. Okay, we want to be able to change the date. So let's do one thing. Let's come back in here, the date. I have the date in here. Double click on that, scroll right down. The date is right here. I'm going to copy that very date. There we go. Grab that. And double click on this. Paste. So that should take care of the date. Okay guys, let's take care of these very combo box there. So when we select any data on that combo box, I will actually want it to populate the rest. However, let's start with if cbo course dot text equals select a course, then in that case I want it to be, let's copy this inside the reset button here, come right down here, reset, double click on that. That is number 3, no, it's number 2 there. I want you to clear it. Okay, back in here and double click on that and paste the statement in there, and we'll get rid of this. So if it's selected, all of the text box should be empty. Right, that's my very first condition. Then this next condition is going to be else if this, let's say if it is, let's say BSC serious game, BSC serious games, and I want this following to happen. All of this text box, the first one txt course code dot text, that will be equals, that's a BSC SG 009 there. That's the course code for serious game. Then the faculty dot text, we can call that School of Computer Games. There we go. Now txt dean, the dean of the faculty, the text dot text, that will be, let's say, professor. Let's enter a quote here, Danny Morehouse. There we go. Then txt program leader dot text, that will be, let's say, Professor Peter Parker. Course leader, txt course tutor dot text, that is equals, let's say, Dr. Sammy Southend. There we go. There. So those are the conditions. If it's empty and if this serious game is selected. So let's run it and make sure those two works first before I continue. Now drop this down, select serious game. There we go. Look at that. And the first condition, clear. You see that? There. Okay, that's fine. It's working as we want. Now let's speed up the other. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more conditions to go. So I'm going to copy this and just populate it. Copy that and change the data in there. Paste. So I'm going to repeat that for the others and get back to you guys. Okay guys, all of the conditions are in place now. There we go. That's the very first one, the second condition, and so on. There. Alright, so let's run it and see how it's gonna work. Run. Okay, let's say the course is computer science and it happens to be an home student, and let's say it's not an home student, it's an overseas student. Okay, we need to complete this. Look here, that's incorrect. Go back in there and let's change that to overseas student. Right, now I'm going to move this one back a little bit, select it all, let's bring it down back a bit. Alright, that's fine. Let's run it again. Run. Enter student details in there. Okay, and the name happens to be, let's say, Ellen Penny. Address number 16 Goodman Close. That's a female. Date of birth and let's say 98. Telephone number, and let's just speed up the rest process. Alright, so let's come in here now and select a course. Let's say it's computer games. There we go. Overseas student, accommodation, yes. Exchange program, yes. And scholarship, yes. And that will be final year. Okay, alright, so if it's 4 years, we're talking about a sandwich course. Now come right in here, enter, just enter the grades in there. software testing, Raspberry Pi, and let's see computer games there. All we then need to do is click in here, results. There, say there's an error. We're missing out something there, so let's enter. That's good. There we go, second class student. There, that is it, taken care of. And if we come in here, the details is not there yet, so all we then need to do is to click on Helen, or click on add new there, and right here that is Helen's details. Now let's check our database if Helen's details is there as well. Click on the database, get it opened. Okay, open our database, and that is Helen's details right there. There we go, guys. Okay, then minimize that. Now we need to take care of exit. So double click on the button exit, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to declare as follows: dialog results as I exit, and I exit equals message box button, or message box dot show as follows. So the message is going to be confirm if you want to exit. Right, so that's my very first argument. The second argument is going to be the title, student database system. There we go, comma. Then the next argument that I'm going to use is going to be message box button. Do that again, message box button, this very one, double click on it, dot yes or no, comma. The last argument is going to be message box icon dot question, enter semicolon here. There. So now let's use an if statement. If I exit equals dialog result dot yes, then we want the application to officially exit. So let's just say application dot exit. There we go, that is it. Exit taken care of. There. Now let's save that, run our program. There we go. We can populate it like I showed to you guys earlier. Let's click on that and we'll populate that. Enter whatever you want to enter in there, and let's enter the, let's change this, let's change the name of this so that we save that as well. So let's say is Grace Little, and change the address of Miss Little, 12 Hall Close, female, date of birth, and mobile number, change that, and this will be Grace. Right, let's say that the course she's studying, and change all of this. She's not overseas student, accommodation, exchange, no, and scholarship, no. There, and we can just change some of this. And there we go. So the uncle's name is going to be, let's say, Peter Little, or Pierre, something like that. Pierre Little, and the same address. Here at Gmail, and mobile number. Grab all of this, paste that in here, change the last 5 digits. There we go. And if you come in here, we need to change that, else we end up with error. Okay, I've changed the student reference. If we come in here, the details of Little is not there, so let's go back in here, Grace Little, and just click on add. But before that, right here, look at my database, Little is not in there as well, so now click on add. There we go. Come to the student records, Miss Little's details is there, and the database. Now click on refresh. There we go, that's Miss Little's details as well. So that is all there is to it, guys. Now let's check out the exit button. Click on that. No, I don't want to exit, and yes, I do want to exit. There we go, that is it. And that is how you develop your own student database management system using C#. So with that, guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. For channel members, there are a lot of benefits. You all have a nice day, and bye for now.